Okay, I am going to get off here, and the timer starts when you start.
All right. Thanks for that spirited presentation, Al-Azhar. Again, it's very easy to debunk these things one at a time. Let's start with the fact that Al-Azhar said he didn't say a word about Chazariah, and then he keeps quoting Paul Wexler. What do you think Paul Wexler was talking about? That's what all of Paul Wexler's arguments were about, trying to see if there's any truth to the legend about Ashkenazi Jews coming from Khazar. That's why I refuted it. You didn't even realize what I was refuting was the very thing you were referring to and quoting him about. To have others, it's an outlying view that's been demolished and rejected. So throughout the whole Khazar thing, the Kalonymus thing completely misinterpreted that. Throw that out. You still haven't given proof about Ashkenazi Jews who, in fact, have kept the traditions.
But you can't change the tradition that we have for thousands and thousands of years because something happened.
Do you think that Moyle should be tested for herpes before they perform that bris?
I'm not a rabbi, I can't answer you that question.
For Jewish parents, the bris is one of the first religious rites for their baby boys, a circumcision. The practice is called Masitza Bapeh, where a moil uses his mouth to suck blood away from the baby boy's genitals after circumcision. Problem is, the Centers for Disease Control released a recent study showing 11 New York City babies got herpes after this kind of bris between 2000 and 2011. 2 died and 2 suffered brain damage.
You still haven't given proof about Ashkenazi Jews who, in fact, have kept the traditions.
But you can't change the tradition that we have for thousands and thousands of years because something happened.
Jews who, in fact, have kept the traditions, preserved the language, observed the Sabbath. We're the ones that have observed it. We're the ones that have observed it.
Last September, a Brooklyn boy who was only 2 weeks old died here at Maimonides Medical Center just a few days after he underwent the circumcision ritual. The medical examiner later ruled that he died of herpes simplex virus type 1. And just last week, an Orange County baby was diagnosed with herpes and transferred to New York Presbyterian Hospital.
But you can't change the tradition that we have for thousands and thousands of years because something happened.
So throughout the whole Khazar thing, the Kalonymus thing completely misinterpreted that. Throw that out. You still haven't given proof about Ashkenazi Jews who, in fact, have kept the traditions, preserved the language, observed the Sabbath. We're the ones that have observed it.
Conservative Christian leaders are calling on Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to stop a bill proposed by members of his coalition to make it criminal to tell people about Jesus in Israel.
Big story just before days before Palm Sunday, Good Friday, and Easter. Sacred time for Christians. 2 ultra-Orthodox members of Prime Minister Netanyahu's coalition have introduced a bill that would punish believers for sharing the gospel of Jesus with prison time. United Torah Judaism Knesset members Moshe Gafni and Yaakov Asher introduced legislation last week making it illegal to share in conversation or produce content online, in print, or by mail. Their explanation of the bill emphasizes a warning to stop Christians in particular.
You still haven't given proof about Ashkenazi Jews who, in fact, have kept the traditions, preserved the language, observed the Sabbath. We're the ones that have observed it.